Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Darin and this is Darin's Corner. Episode of Darin's Corner, you're going to be coming along with me to shop. I'm just going to be shopping with 10 Canadian dollars. And yeah, this is actually a serious feat. So this is actually stemming from Sisiyemmie's challenge. And yeah, let's see what we can get and make with $10. But before I go ahead, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell sign so you get notified when I have new videos. So I'm taking up the challenge, the Sisiyemmie challenge of using 10 Canadian dollars. I have two $5 notes here, and I'm going to be making a meal for 4 people. So I'm just about going to the store. So you guys should just follow along with me and let's see what we're gonna make with $10. I must say that this is Canada and things are very expensive here, and I also live in the most expensive part of Canada, which is British Columbia, and that's the most expensive province in Canada. So this is really a difficult challenge, and 10 Canadian dollars is roughly around about 3,000 naira thereabouts. So yeah, that's the cheapest. I can't cook anything for 5 Canadian dollars. I'm not going to try that. So let's try what we can do with $10 and let's see. All right guys, come along with me. So I'm going to my local store. This is Real Canadian Superstore and it's just a walking distance from my house. And then I'm gonna be checking on what to buy from this store. Top of my head, I'm thinking either plantain or pasta, but plantain has been cooked by so many people, and yeah, plantain would have been easy to do, but then yeah, a lot of people have overflogged plantain. So I'm gonna be looking at pasta, and I'll check out what I can make with pasta, because that's another easy and simple straightforward meal that won't cost a lot. So this is the pasta aisle of the Real Canadian Superstore, and I'm gonna be picking this Penne Pasta that you're seeing on the screen, and each of these 87 cents, which is quite cheap. Brand is actually No Name, so maybe that's why it's cheap. No Name is actually the Real Canadian Superstore brand. So if you wanting cheap products, just choose a No Name brand. So next I'm going to be picking my pasta sauce. I really don't have the luxury of making my sauce from scratch because I'm tight on budget, so why not just buy a pre-packed pasta sauce. So I'm going to be checking the pasta sauce aisle, and I'm picking the tomato with the cheese and spinach pasta sauce. So the pasta sauce is actually $1.95, which is actually more expensive than the pasta. Next, I'm going to be picking up my pasta seasoning. So I'm using a sachet type, and there's actually one that is on sale for 98 cents. So I'm going to use that because I'm on a budget. So that's one thing to take note. When you're on a budget, just go with whatever is on sale. That would also work for you. So I've picked up that. Next, I'm going to be trying to see if I can buy onions, but I don't think I have the budget for that. But then let's see. Next, I need some veggies because we are trying to cook a balanced diet despite the fact that we are actually on a budget, and I'm picking up my carrots. Now that we have the carbs, we have the veggies all sorted, I need my protein. And I'm just going to be going to look at the fish aisle. This is milk fish. It's about $2, 37 cents for one, and I need 2 because we are 2 adults, and yeah, we need two pieces of fish if you're going to have any meal as a family. Anyway, so yeah, so I've tried to check the milk fish. I'm actually undecided between fish and chicken. I also saw salmon, and that's $4. So I saw some salmon fillet, and yeah, it looks attractive, but for this particular purpose I'm not gonna buy it. It's still within the same price range, and then of course there's a chicken drumstick which is also within the same price range, but I'm gonna be sticking with my milk fish for this particular recipe. So I was going to buy oil, but the cheapest I saw was around $2 thereabouts. So this is not going to work for my budget, so I'm just going to close my eyes and move on. Now I'm at the till. I'm ready to make my payment. I had to drop the onion because it was also not going to work for me. So yeah, so the onion and the oil didn't work out, and yeah, so we're gonna be cooking without oil, and I'm not gonna be cooking without onion. So I spent a total of $9.96 after all my purchase. So this is my receipt, and you can see what I've spent. I spent 87 cents on the penne pasta. I spent $1.95 on the tomato paste, and then I spent what's it called, spaghetti seasoning, and then I spent $1.34 on carrots, which is quite expensive for my budget, but yeah, we needed the veggies. And then of course on the protein, which is like half of my budget, more than half of my budget, I spent $2.45 on one fish and another $2.37 on another fish. So we could have actually cut this budget if we're just going to be eating just one piece of fish, but then yeah, we are two adults, we can't be sharing one fish. So in total, I spent a total of $9.96 on this shopping, and I'm going to be making a delicious meal, balanced meal from this. The remaining 4 cents to make up the $10, I'm going to use that as a cost of my salt, and I'm going to arrive at that conclusion based on the cost of this pack of salt, which is just $1, and I'm just using 1 tablespoon of from that whole pack. So that tablespoon equates to 4 cents. So that's it, guys. That's my $10 shopping, and let's get into the actual recipe. So I'm going to start by rinsing out and cleaning my fish. You want to clean your fish properly, especially with the milk fish. It has a lot of scale in it, so you just make sure that you also descale it, otherwise you're going to be having scale in your fish, and you don't like that. You can see that black thing, you want to get rid of everything there. So just make sure you clean your fish properly. It's very important, and yeah, to do, just cut it in the middle and then bring out all the internal parts, the whatever you have, the gills and yeah, whatever it's inside there. You don't want to eat that. And then I always remove the gills from the eye from the head of my fish anyway. So this is actually the dirty parts, which you just have to do if you want to have a clean fish, and if you don't want to eat dirty fish. So like I said, you want to scale this fish. This fish is very scaly, so you just make sure you scale it. You can see the amount of scales that is coming out of this fish. Imagine not scaling it and then you have all this inside your tummy. Yeah, you don't want that. So just make sure you clean it properly. It's very scaly, so just clean it. Once you finish cleaning it, use your paper towel to dry it, because we're going to be seasoning it, and you're going to leave it to marinate for a bit of time. You can leave it overnight if you have that time. Otherwise, leave it in the fridge for some hours before you grill it. So the next thing would be to pour my sauce, which is the pasta sauce I bought, the cheese and spinach pasta sauce. So I'm going to be adding this into a bowl. I'm going to use part of it to marinate the fish. I'm going to add the seasoning into that, and I just added a little bit of salt also into that. And then I'm going to also use some parts to stir fry my carrots, and of course the remaining parts I'm going to use it to cook the pasta. So this is how it's going to work, guys. And yeah, so I'm going to just made a little bit of insertion on the body of the fish, and then I'm going to start seasoning it. I'm going to rub all the pasta sauce on the fish, because yeah, you don't want your fish to taste bland. So that's why I'm using this pasta sauce, and yeah, it came out very good anyway. Just make sure you coat your fish properly with the sauce, because you want all the part of the fish to come out tasty. So make sure you rub the fish properly with the sauce. And then I'm going to put it in a foil paper and put it aside to in the oven, or to marinate a little bit and then put it in the oven. And then next thing would be to start scraping my carrots. Yeah. So with the carrots, I'm just slicing it. I'm not doing anything fancy this time around with my carrots. So just an easy slice, and then I'll be throwing it in the pan and stir frying with my pasta sauce. So once that is going on, I'm gonna put some water in a pan on the gas, and then I'll be adding my penne pasta into this. I'm actually cooking the whole pack, so that would actually make for more than four people. This actually was like, this could actually save like 6 or 7 people. I just added the remaining salt from the 1 tablespoon of salt that I took out from that pack, and I'm just going to allow my pasta to boil and cook. While that is going on, I'm putting my frying pan on the gas stove, and then I'll be adding my pasta sauce, and then I'll be adding my carrots into it to stir fry. And yeah, so that's how that is going. And the essence is just to cook the carrots a little bit, and also to just the sauce would actually help to give the carrots some flavor. So you'll notice that I've not used any oil throughout this process because we didn't buy oil. Our budget was, too low to accommodate oil purchase, so we are making do without oil. And so once my pasta is thoroughly cooked, a little bit cooked, you don't want it to be soggy, you're going to drain the pasta using your colander, and make sure you reserve some of the pasta water. So I've put my colander on a pan, and my pasta water is draining into that pan. So that is how you guys are going to do it. You can see that this pasta is, can actually feed 10 people that don't eat a lot. The fish is just the only one we're going to struggle with. So this would feed a lot of people. So for the remaining pasta sauce, I'm adding it into my pan, and I'm just going to allow this cook for a while. I'll also be adding my seasoning, a little bit part of my seasoning into this, and we're just going to allow it, cook and cook down for a while before we add our pasta into it. So I just added my seasoning into the pasta sauce, and yeah, because I'm not using a lot of salt, I didn't use a lot of salt in my pasta, so I could get away with using more of the seasoning. And then this seasoning is actually specified for pasta, so yeah, I'm just gonna do that. Also, you notice that there's no oil in this process. The cheese in the pasta sauce would serve as the fat that we need for this recipe. So that's how to do it, guys. And my carrot is all done, is getting cooked, and yeah, you can see that it looks so nice. And the fish is also soft. I'm just checking it to see how soft it is, and it's all cooked. You can see that it looks so nice, and whenever you take a bite, it's gonna be very tasty. Next, I'm gonna be adding my pasta now into my sauce on the gas stove, and then I'm just gonna mix this up just to ensure that the sauce thoroughly coats all my pasta. And I'm gonna do that for the remaining part of the pasta, and then I'll just stir it. So my saved pasta water, I'm gonna add to the pasta, and I'll just mix this a little bit. And yeah, the pasta water is very good to make the pasta sauce stick onto the pasta, because of course it's a little bit starchy, so that helps a little bit and in binding the sauce into the pasta. So my pasta is all done and ready to be served. And yeah, this looks so good, and it's actually very delicious, guys. I'm not kidding. So and then my fish also has the carrots, and it's also garnished. So we actually enjoyed this meal for dinner, and the funny thing is we had leftover. Like I said, the pasta was just so much. It actually feeds more than 4 people. It can actually conveniently feed 10 people. And then that is my milk fish all ready, and it's also very tasty and very nice. And that's it, guys. That's my $10 meal, and I can tell you that it was very, very delicious. And so you can always buy something and make for $10 even in Canada. So let me know when you guys make yours, and please don't forget to tag me on your social media at DerinsCorner or hashtag DerinsCorner, so that I get to know about your $10 Canadian meal. That's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you've really enjoyed it, and I hope that you'd go out now and challenge yourself to make a $10 Canadian meal. Bon appetit.